Hey, what's good? What is going on? Back with another video. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic morning. It is Monday and another Atlanta Falcons loss. I woke up this morning and, I did my daily routine. And then as I was about to walk out the door, this just started to think, it just started to dawn on me. The obvious. Raheem Morris, he probably has to get fired. He has to go, and I'm not saying this out of of anger or disappointment or upset with the Falcons. I mean, because that ship has sailed. It is easy to be upset at that team. I mean, we've been up and down, more downs than up for almost a decade. Believe it or not, it's been that long. It's been almost 10 years. It's like 8-9 years since we've been really disappointed with this team. So it's not nothing new to be like upset at Raheem Morris. It's just that the fact that you have all this talent on this team, and you can't find a way between you and your coordinators to get these guys in position to at the very least be 500. We're not saying that you have to be 7-3 or 8-2 or any. I mean, even being at 500, people will be upset. But people will be like, okay, we still got a shot. If you was in a position where the Carolina Panthers are, I think they're right now 6-5. You would like, yeah, we're kind of underachieving, but it's okay. But you done lost 5 games in a row. And the same speech over and over again. Gotta find a way, gotta do, this is tiring. And it's just not the losses. You're wasting talent. Guys that are in their prime. Guys that should be going up in the trajectory of their careers. We've seen this happen where our talent actually made it to the top of the mountain or close to the top of the mountain in 2 years. What the hell's going on right there? When you go look at Dan Quinn, in 2 years they made it to a Super Bowl. When you look at Mike Smith, in 2 years, we end up being a consistent playoff team or a consistent winning team. Raheem Morris in year 2 has backslid. Not even in year 2. In the first year, he backslid. Same thing with Arthur Smith. And this is the thing. He's going to have to go because it's not you wasting the talent. You're making the fans really, really turn on the team in a city where we love to win. You look at the Braves, you look at Atlanta United, you look at any other situation, just not in sports, but you just look at us as a culture. The city of Atlanta, we win. Not in sports, but not like that. But you know what I mean? I mean, we have a winning lifestyle that we always feel like we're on top. And it just seems like even with all the other sports that goes on in the city of Atlanta, it just seems like the Falcons are the ones that are always being left behind. Even with the Hawks find a way to be relevant in the playoffs. They do a little bit of something when they get in the postseason. So, and that's acceptable because they actually make a run. And we already know the Braves. The Braves get championships. Well, they got a championship. They're always in the mix, even though this year wasn't that good. You look at the Georgia, I'm about to say Georgia Southern because that's my team. But you look at the Georgia Bulldogs, they win. Look at Georgia Tech. They might be in the college football playoffs. So when you look at the team itself, they're like the only team that's lagging behind in the city. They're the only team that's lagging behind in the city. And he's going to have to go because not only just you're not doing your job properly or you're not getting the results properly, you are dragging down this city. You're dragging down the fan base. You're driving away revenue. It's bad enough you can't even get the stadium to be packed when we're winning. How do you think the stadium looks now when we're losing? How many people was at the Panthers game? I mean, you know, this is the thing. He has to go. He's going to have to go. I don't know when, but I would be surprised if he completes this season. And he probably will, because Arthur Blank is like, he like, but you can't go on like this. You just can't. And it's very unfortunate that it's that way, but what can you do? You got players that are looking distraught. Bijan Robinson look like he's about to get up out of here. Bijan Robinson look like he just wants to get away. I didn't look at the rest of the other interviews, but I saw Bijan Robinson, the way he looked, and he looked like he just want to get away. And it's absolutely abysmal the way that he looks, and he's doing everything he can to play ball out there. Drake London's doing everything he can to play ball out there. Hell, even Michael Penix doing everything he can to play ball out there. And we can look at Kyle Pitts. We can look at Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts dropped that ball, and I know a lot of people making excuses for him. And it's like, maybe it's just not it. Maybe it's just Atlanta's just not for him. I don't know. I mean, ever since when Matt Ryan was throwing him the ball, it looked cool. But ever since then, he got hurt, and it's just not it. I don't know what to say about that. It's just, I'm not down on him, but I'm just looking at maybe it's just, he's just not it. He sit there and drop a pass. Sometimes you have flashes of greatness, and then he drops that pass, and then you turn around and get a third rounder. I think that guy from the Panthers was a third rounder and sealed the game for the Carolina Panthers. He's a third round tight end. I don't know how many targets he get, but dude looked like everything we thought Kyle Pitts would look on that play. That's the type of play you want to see Kyle Pitts make. But it's just, I don't know, man. I think they just need a whole new revamp of attitude. You need a whole new revamp of culture, because what Raheem Morris has put together, what him and Terry Fontenot put together, was nice. I like the team. The team is built very well. But the execution or the implementation of whatever culture you're trying to put into this team is just not working. And these guys, they're just not up to it. I don't know, man. I'm going to get up out of here. Shout out to the Atlanta Hawks. Unlike the Falcons, they're doing the opposite. They're on a 5-game win streak. They got to play Detroit. That's going to be interesting to see what they do. Man, I want my Georgia Southern Eagles to smack around Old Dominion this weekend. That'd be awesome as well. The Falcons about to play the Saints, and I think that Tyler Show kid from the Saints, he's gonna try his best to put on a show. So Falcons better be ready. Y'all have a good day. I'm out. Peace.